My name is Jenny. Today I will present my research proposal. The topic of my research is nostalgia in historic towns, an empirical study in Lugan. This is the content of my presentation. First, I will introduce my research, then I will discuss literature review, and in the final portion, I will explain my methodology. So first, I will introduce the background of my study. Okay, tourism researchers have long been studying motivations, perceptions, and attitude regarding products, services, and destinations to better understand and predict purchase decisions of tourists. And nostalgia, which means longing for the past, has been found to have an impact on destination choice decisions and may relate to repeat visitation. And therefore, nostalgia has attracted the attention of many marketing and consumer researchers. And real nostalgia may be both difficult to evoke and more unpredictable. Therefore, research on the emotional content of nostalgia may help to clarify this issue and also provide guidance in designing nostalgia-based products or appeals. And there is a lack of research on nostalgia towards historic destinations, which limits our knowledge and application of emotions in historic tourism marketing and development. So therefore, the purpose of my study is to examine the intensity of the emotional components of nostalgia elicited in the atmosphere of a popular historic town in Taiwan, and also to examine the association between the emotions to nostalgia. Okay, and in the future, perhaps the nostalgic factors can be considered in promotion or marketing strategies for Lugan or other historic towns in Taiwan. Here's my literature review. First, I will identify the significance of cultural tourism in Taiwan. Then I will introduce the study site, which is Lugan, and examine the role of mood in tourism. Then I will introduce the definitions of nostalgia, applications, components, and measurement of nostalgia. Here's the cultural tourism part. This is a chart from the investigation of tourist consumption in 2007, conducted by Tourism Bureau, Ministry of Transportation and Communications. And as we can see from the chart, the relative frequency of visits to historic site is quite high. It's ranked number 3 on the chart. So this reveals the significance and popularity of historic tourism. And according to Orvasley, the year 2000, distinct benefits of historical tourism include the potential of a clean industry and a valuable source of income and employment. Let's take a look at the study site. This is, of course, a map of Taiwan, and Lugan is in Changhua County, which is situated in the west of central Taiwan. Let's take a look at the map of Changhua County. Okay, Lugan is on the west coast of Changhua County. It used to be the second largest city in Taiwan. However, in the early 20th century, the stilting of the harbor and the conservative residents' refusal to construct the highways and railways led to the decline in the economy. However, this conservation allowed for the preservation of many traditional features in Lugan. So let's take a look at some of the beautiful historic sites in Lugan. This is a picture of Longshan Temple, and this is Lugan Folk Arts Museum, and this is called Half-Sided Well. You can't really see it, too dark. And this is Breast-Touching Alley, or Narrow Alley, and this is a picture of Tianhou Temple. Okay, let's examine the role of mood in tourism. According to Sirikaya, Patrick, and Choi, mood reflects how consumers feel during their visits to a destination, and it can also moderate tourists' overall satisfaction levels. And the research conducted by Barsky and Nash in 2002 indicate that emotional measures provide a better understanding of guests' feelings, which in turn improve their experience. Let's look at the definitions of nostalgia. The definitions of nostalgia evolved from a painful longing for the past to a normal emotion. And there are numerous definitions. And the definition that Holak and Hovlina applied is a positively balanced, complex feeling, emotion, or mood produced by reflection on things associated with the past. And they also mentioned that nostalgia itself is not a preference for things, but rather a feeling or mood that may result in preferences for things that tend to produce nostalgic responses And this concept could be used by tourism marketers in their strategies. And let's talk about the implications of nostalgia in marketing and in tourism. Consumers are encouraged by marketers to experience nostalgic feelings through the use of nostalgic themes and images in advertising, the marketing of nostalgic products, and the utilization of consumer products to capture or create nostalgia through fantasies or memories. And memories are something that you have direct experience with, and fantasies are ones that you don't, perhaps from a remote time or place. And according to VC and Demonchi, historical tourism has used nostalgic images to attract those who seek out history for entertainment and leisure. Okay, let's talk about the components and measurements of nostalgia. Holak and Molina broke down the complex affective reactions derived from nostalgic experience into more basic components of emotion. And this similar concept is applied in my research. And also, Tsai and Su in 2007 developed and validated nostalgia emotion scale in the context of tourism. And I will use the scale that they have developed in my own research. Here's the methodology of my research. First, I will construct a preliminary questionnaire. And I will conduct a pilot study prior to my formal study to ensure that the items on my questionnaire are valid and suitable, are reliable and suitable. And the pilot study will, the participants will include 100 tourists in Luga, and the duration is 1 month. And then I will revise the questionnaire if necessary. Then I will conduct the formal study. And the data collected will be analyzed. And the sampling method for my formal research will be convenience sampling. And the participants will include at least 400 tourists leaving Luga after their visits. And duration will be 3 months. And the survey tool is, of course, the questionnaire. And I will be present to answer any questions or concerns. And the questionnaire will include 25 items from Tsai and Su's research findings. And the 25 items will be categorized into 5 factors. And they are warm, stirring, historical, artistic, and leisure. And each factor will have 5 effects. And the participants will rate each emotion based on a scale called 5-point semantic differential scale. And also other general classification questions will be inquired. And this is a sample questionnaire in English. Okay, the participants will have to place a check on the appropriate lines in terms of the degree of the emotion. For example, it's off, sorry, in this.
So do I show a check to click one more time?
Okay, so for example, this is wrong, sorry. This version is incorrect. Okay, so for example, classic or non-classic, if I feel that it's in the middle, I click in the center, not, this is quite off. Okay, and if I think that Luga is quite ancient, but not enough, then I click on the second line, okay?
So the second one is, what is the option for the second one?
So you feel that it, I'm sorry?
Great, brown, strong, so
Oh, sorry.
the 5 star.
It's not strength because on the left side it's ancient, on the right side it's new. So if you feel that Luga is quite new, then you check on the right side. If you feel that it's ancient, you check on the left. So it's quite different than a 5-point Likert scale. Okay, so on and so forth. And this is a sample questionnaire in Chinese.
Good.
Okay, and regarding the statistical analysis, I will apply descriptive analysis to examine the intensity of the component emotions. And Cronbach's coefficient alpha will be calculated to assess the reliability of each item. And finally, multiple regression analysis will reveal the relative impact of the emotions on the intensity of nostalgia. Okay, thank you for your attention. Any questions?